So I just got done drilling a ball I'm super excited about, RST HyperDrive Pearl. Two reasons I'm super excited about this one. The RST HyperDrive, the solid one, orange one, has really grown on me, becoming one of my favorite balls right now, one of my most used balls. And the RST X2 might be my favorite shiny ASIM ball of all time. At least it's up there. Shot a bunch of big scores with that one. That one was really, really good. And this one should be pretty much a replacement for that one. So see it on the lane, and you guys can make up your own opinion. Been kind of cool to start with a messenger, but yeah, doesn't always go that way. I'm bowling on a 41-foot medium pattern. There has been a little bit of play on it, some carry down, some has been developed a little bit of early friction, so I can play a little further left than I would on the fresh, obviously, and the shiny balls starting to look pretty good. So this is prime HyperDrive Pearl territory, I feel like. It looks really, really good. So, again, as I said, I've just rolled it. I've thrown it maybe 10 shots before starting this video. So I'm also kind of learning what it's doing, but right now I'm really liking what I'm seeing. The motion of this one just really suits my eye nicely. Layout-wise, went with the exact same layout as my HyperDrive Solid. 5-inch pin down, and the PSA slightly right of the thumb, so nothing too special. My standard pin down 5-inch layout basically. But yeah, this one does the thing. And even though I got into the carry down a little bit, it still has enough power to get through that and go through the pins. Still goes fast. Every shot looks basically the same going through the pins. But that's also telling me that the core is strong enough and the cover is clean enough and responsive enough to deal with that early friction carry down, which we're seeing more and more of with the older surfaces, longer patterns, more urethane. It's more and more common that you have that earlier friction and then a little bit of tightness down lane. So you need some stronger balls, but that's clean and responsive to deal with that. This one, HyperDrive Pearl, seems to be exactly that. I use shiny Pearl ASIMs a lot right now. Those are probably the groove balls I used a lot. I use DNA Coil, I use the Equinox a lot, I use the Gremlin a lot, those types of balls. And this one's definitely going in that mix. So, first of all, let's compare it to a different ball, HyperDrive. I doubt the HyperDrive is going to look super great on this. I think there's been a little too much. This one would probably look better on fresh here, but let's throw it so you can see the difference. Same spot. Yeah, you can definitely tell the HyperDrive Solid, even though it has a little bit of lane shine, much earlier, much smoother motion, doesn't come off the end of the pattern as strongly, doesn't continue as much, and have a little paralyzed 5-pin going there. So obviously that one needs a little more oil, a little fresher pattern. The Equinox from Storm, this one, I'm expecting this one to be a little bit smoother, so let's see what it does. Much earlier. I got my hand around that one a little bit too much. It's probably why it also kind of got offline, but much earlier that was got my hand up the back of it a little bit more, kept it in the carry down a pinch more, like I did with the HyperDrive, and it's definitely Equinox definitely earlier. So definitely some separation between these two. I think the Equinox would be a step up in my arsenal from the HyperDrive. I would probably go to the HyperDrive after the Equinox because I would be able to go a little further left, kind of create more continuation, where the Equinox would allow me to keep my ankles closed a little bit more and kind of have the ball stop and go a little straighter through the pins, which is what I like to do when I have to keep my ankles a little bit closer. I don't want to see that big backhand, big continuation through the pins if I'm trying to play a little tighter to the pocket or a little straighter ankles. Yeah, definitely gets down the lane quite a bit easier than the Equinox, and has a much more of a rounded, continuous shape, where the Equinox is a little bit more, I want to call it smooth and stops, so it doesn't keep going as much. It wants to kind of stop and stay in that spot a little bit more, which I really like in those middle games on a lot of patterns. The HyperDrive is going to be really good a little bit later, I think, when you still need that stronger core, but you need a little bit more continuous shape on the back. Big thing for me, and something that I really liked from the original RST X2, was that when I started to get far left and want to create more angle, more back-end continuation, it didn't do it in that super snappy, uncontrollable motion. It just gave me more. Like, I got a little bit more around it, it just continued a little bit more, gave me a little more motion, but it never got to that super skid flippy, uncontrollable motion. Kind of seeing the same thing from this one. Oh, pinch too far down lane, but still pretty close. And again, even though I get a little slower, I get my hand more around it, I get my rev rate up a little bit more, it doesn't get uncontrollable. It just gets a little bit more, which I really like, because that tells me I can do a lot of different things with the ball, and it's never gonna be uncontrollable and unpredictable for me. It's just for fun. Let's have one in here. A little too firm. That's also a good 15 or so boards left of where I was striking. So yeah, might not quite be there yet, but we can make it work. We'll get a strike from in there. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is about board 50. Basically right in the middle of the gutter. Probably further left than most of us is ever gonna get. I can still do it. It's probably not the angle I would play very often. Hopefully I don't have to play that angle very often, but it's nice to see that I can actually do it with the HyperDrive, with a lower speed, with changing my hand position, my release. But that's a really good sign, because that tells me that I can keep, when I'm bowling more normal, I can keep getting it to continue, which also tells me that it's going to be very useful for you guys, because I know a lot of people struggle with their ball either not continuing enough, if you have a little bit lower rev rate, for instance, or it being a little uncontrollable, like it wants to skid and flip a little too hard, making it a little inconsistent. This one seems like it's giving me that continuation, but blending out kind of the wet dry, so to speak. So I'm getting a little bit of both, best of both worlds. But let's finish off with moving right. Probably not a lot of you guys that are going to be sliding, that's going to be lining up on 50. So let's play a little bit more familiar part of the lane. This should be in between second and third arrow, a little more normal. And you can tell, like, gets through the friction nice and easily, comes off the back of the pattern responsive and fairly hard, so it definitely wants to change direction, but it's not stopping, it's continuing, and it's not doing it too sharply. So definitely I really like this one, but I think this one's going to be a stable spot in my bag for most tournaments in the coming future. This is probably closer to my DNA coil in motion, but I think the DNA coil is earlier than this one. Definitely the Equinox seemed to be earlier, so I would say it's a step down from the Equinox, probably a step up from the Gremlin, unless you put a little bit of surface on the Gremlin, because that one's actually fairly strong, I feel like, with surface on. So it's kind of in those middle balls where those are the balls I would use before I have to get into symmetricals, like and my really weak stuff. So I think this is going to have a lot of play. I'm going to be able to use it for a long period of time, because you can see how versatile it seems like it is. So that's a really good sign. Here's the special guest, the brand new Equinox Solid. Wanted to show it off just to you could see the new stuff. And that's why you don't throw really early and strong balls on burned up lanes. Still can look pretty good though. Now, if you're interested in the Equinox Solid, please go watch that video. I did a ball review on that recently. But thank you for watching this one. I hope you're as excited as I am about the HyperDrive Pearl. I think it's going to be really, really good, and I think most styles are going to like this one because shiny asymph ball that's very continuous without being super snappy. That sounds like kind of a winner. Low rev rate, you're going to be able to use it a little bit straighter and have that nice continuous motion. If you're high rev rate, it's going to give you that strong back end motion without being snappy or without rolling out and kind of stopping. So I think this is going to be a real winner for me, and I really look forward to bowling some tournaments with it. So thanks for watching. Make sure to check out more of my videos. I would appreciate that.